It doesn't matter how much dough I put in front of you. You're going to say, the reason is strong enough for me to do whatever I got to do. Who's in your way? It don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter who in my way.
Facts.
That's mama. It don't matter who's in my way. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. And that's that ant mentality principle. That's like, right. I'm going to climb up. I'm going to go around. I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to wait to let them think I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go again when they sleeping.
Come on. Okay, if you're feeling good, go ahead and type "I'm feeling good" in the chat box, guys. I'm very, very excited. Obviously, we are here today, another Saturday for our ALTK webinar, Ambassadors of the Kingdom webinar. And guys, the first thing I want to go over is this. We do these calls with a specific purpose. Okay, we do these calls with a specific reason. And that reason is to help people win. That reason is to put people above profits. It's to put impact over income. One of the best things I think you can do, guys, is go out there and impact the lives of other people. Go out there and help other people. We don't charge for these calls. There's no fee associated with these calls. We do these calls to help people win. We do these calls to put people in position, to show people, number one, God principles, and number two, success principles. We believe that they're one and the same. And today, guys, I would be remiss, to keep talking for too long, because we brought a very, very special guest. This is somebody, guys, it's crazy, man. Rod, I know we go back, like it was 2016, I think, when I first seen you at that Starbucks, always working hard, man, always at a meeting, always with some paperwork, always shaking a hand, always networking. And guys, this is somebody who is a serial entrepreneur. He's had success in more fields than one. He's not somebody who has just done one thing, but I've seen him succeed in platform after platform, company after company. Okay. This is not somebody who, you have a chance to meet every single day. This is a serial entrepreneur and the owner of Ferrell Development Group, Rod Ferrell. Are you here with us, man? Let me know if you can hear me.
We in there, baby.
Let's go.
We in there. Let's go.
Let's go, man. It's awesome to be here with you. I see a lot of people on the line, man. I just want to have a conversation with you, bro, because at the end of the day, man, again, I've been witnessing you win for years, bro. Like, again, I've just seen you've won time and time again. I've seen you around Sacramento. It's like I'll be in Sacramento. I posted you, man, and somebody's like, that guy's always working. That guy's always in Sacramento. I'm like, I know, right? You know who that is? That's Rod Ferrell. And man, I just wanted to ask you some questions. But before I do, man, how's your day going, man? How's your Saturday starting?
Oh man, it's dope, man. Like I'm to me, like Friday and Saturday is every day.
Let's go.
Like straight up, it's taking ownership. So, I mean, I love it just like I love the other ones. They all end with Y. So, if I'm up, I'm living.
Come on, man, say that.
If I'm up, I'm living.
I tell people, man, every day above ground is a good day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You always get those two options too. But man, listen, just real quick, it's an honor to be on this call, man. I've been, again, just like you've been watching me, that's what I do. I try my best to consume wisdom and individuals who are making things happen and dropping those right seeds. So, man, good looking out. Kudos to you. I appreciate the opportunity to even be here. But you know me, I'm open. People can tap in, and then we see what's up, and we make things happen. So I like what you're doing, man. Right on.
Well, yeah, man, I appreciate you, bro, more than you know. I think the first thing, man, for people who don't know you, would you mind telling us more about you? Because, bro, I know you own several companies, you know what I mean? It's more so just, how did Rodney Ferrell come to be, man? I know, obviously, I think you said Oakland was where you were born, right? Obviously came down here to Sacramento, but you've been able to have massive success.
Yeah.
I think it's important, man. Like,
LA side real quick. Let me, yeah. So Los Angeles.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah, Los Angeles. Yeah. So I originated in Los Angeles. I used to live in Watts. So I, grew up, date myself. Yeah. So Watts in the 80s.
Yeah.
I transitioned up north when I was about 10.
Okay.
So I was able to get out early. Mom's got a job in Vacaville, and allowed me, my dad, and herself. We was able to move out, and man, woke me up.
Yeah.
Woke me up. But go ahead. I'll let you
Oh,
carry on. You want me to finish
yeah,
it? Yeah.
man. I think that's amazing, bro, because it sounds like obviously the upbringing had a lot to do with your success. And what would you say, man? Because the thing is this, the call is titled How to Become a One Percenter. And I really want to kind of
Absolutely.
take a look into what that means, bro, because a lot of people want to be a part of the 1%. A lot of people want to live a lifestyle that most people can't live. A lot of people want to be successful. A lot of people want to win. But what I want to kind of uncover for the people, man, what goes into that. Because at the end of the day, I think it's certain things that influence us. Some people, they ask the question, and let me ask you that. That's a good question. Do you think that you're born successful, Rod? Do you think that you're born as somebody who is a winner? You're predestined to become a winner, or you're predestined to become a loser? Or do you think you can actually learn and grow to become somebody who's successful? Is that nature or nurture? Can somebody make the conscious decision? Because you got a lot of people watching, man. You got people who are 9-to-5ers, people who are traditional owners, people who are networkers, people from all
Absolutely.
professions. Can you choose consciously, yeah, I want to go out there and be successful?
Absolutely. 100%. If you were born, I think we don't even go back to the beginning. Like if you were born, what had to happen for actually you to be born?
Oh, say that.
You have already succeeded from an environment of many. You have already succeeded from an environment of many, and you were able to exit. And then now you are here and whole, and you have everyone has a conscious ability to make certain decisions. And it's within your mind. So it's a real thing from understanding from the very beginning that you already have won. So I would say yes to that. I would say the everything about the process is vitally important, but what makes it the construct of this life is that's what it is. You have to break out. So once you break out of that environment, and now from your mother, you're in here, you have to do it again, and then do it again, and do it again. So it's a never-ending process of you being from an environment to putting yourself in a position to be that 1%. You have to exit from an environment, and that is looking at your past as a school and not looking at it as something that I have to live in every day.
Say that.
So like I wrote something yesterday that said, you know what I mean? Live today, create tomorrow. So if I'm living today, that means right now is right now. And whatever I think about now is going to create tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the beauty is today is living and yesterday is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, right. So it's a constant flow. Like
you said a lot, and I'm trying to capture it all, man. I actually watch these recordings myself.
That's all good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we're live on Zoom, we're live on Facebook and Instagram.
That's what's up.
Nobody else.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this information because I'm trying to learn right now. So talk to us about that. You said it's what you think about. Now I'm curious what you mean by that, man, because there's a lot of people watching, and it's a lot of stuff, man. People got some messed up. How many guys have some messed up stuff happen in your past? Yes. Somebody type yes in the chat box. How many guys have some stuff that maybe messed you up, maybe traumatized you, maybe, you still deal with it, gives you self-doubt, all type of things that happen in our past, and they kind of keep us from moving forward to our future. Now, what I want to ask you, man, is you said, moving forward from yesterday, it becomes what you think about. What's the importance of that? Why is it important to more or less control what it is that you're thinking about? What's the value in that?
Because simply put, you become what you think about most of the time. Right. So like you can live a rerun. So a rerun is basically I'm gonna watch a show that I've already seen before. Yeah. So if I say I'm gonna spend all my time watching a rerun,
right,
that would imply that I'm not going to be watching anything new. So I'm only going to be thinking about what I've already seen before, which now I'm in this loop. I'm in this past loop, and I'm flowing. It's like that OG that only glorifying high school, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
And they keep going back, and they keep going back, and they keep going back, and they keep going back. But now they're 40, right? Yeah. So what now? So here's the deal. You want to think about what you want But the beauty that we have access to, that's why the present is a blessing, is that we can review yesterday and be like, yo, I can be better than I was yesterday because when I did that,
Yeah.
I didn't like that outcome.
No.
Okay, so what if I did something else?
Yeah.
And then keep doing that. And then you keep doing that. And then all of a sudden you exit out of your current environment because now you're thinking about a new environment. You're thinking about a new show. You are producing a new show for your life, a new outcome for your life. But you have to be the one thinking from a clear perspective, which means you got to look at your mind like a whiteboard and you can kind of erase it when it gets all foggy with all that BS on it. You can erase it and then you're like, yo, I can create something new. So what's the new equation that I'm going to create from today in my present that like I already know what happened yesterday.
Right.
But yesterday is dead. So now I'm going to draw some new stuff. And this new stuff going to be like, oh, this is going to be dope. Oh, this is going to be dope. And this is going to be dope. So you just keep creating dope days.
Yeah. That's good,
and that's
man.
the flow, right?
I tell people plan, do, review. You know what I mean? And I think that's so important.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Come on,
beautiful.
plan, do,
all
review.
day. I write, that's always written down.
Right.
That's one of those threes. And that's kind of how I look at life, is like a roadmap. And you just use these kind of, your mental tattoos, if you will. You got to use mental tattoos for your navy, right? So when you driving and you may live in wherever you live, right? But your friend moved to a new address that you've never been over there before. You put it in a navy. How often do you look at that navy? You look at that navy pretty frequently, and you live in that city. But how often do we look at our goals, or do we write goals down, right? So if think about it, if your goals is 5 years out,
yeah,
and you only looked at it once a quarter or maybe once a year, are you really gonna get there?
Hey.
You look at your navy in the same city you live in frequently. Boom, boom, left here, right here. So imagine if you did the same thing with your life design and looking at where you wanted to be frequently. So I'm trying to use as much time as I have in the day to look at what it is that I want, the movie that I want to produce for my life, right? So the more I look at that, the more I'm just gonna be pulled toward that direction. I'm getting pulled to the dream. I'm getting pulled to exactly what I said I want to see in the movie.
That's good. Bro, talk to us about that, because you talk about being able to see what it is that you want in your life over and over and over again. And you also mentioned environment. So, it's a lot of people watching, man. A lot of people that's going to see this on YouTube, a lot of people that's watching this right now. And the question I have for you is this. Some people say, man, Rod, I don't think you understand, man. My environment is jacked up. I'm in a toxic environment. I'm from somewhere where, I can't really focus, on the positive. That's not popular. That's not what anybody else is doing. There's a lot of people, man. I'm telling you, me and you both, right? We've developed and worked with a lot of people. And one of the most common things that people say is, it's easy for you to say that you can focus on the positive. It's easy for you to say that you can focus on winning, and they just call it just positivity. And, there you go with that positive stuff. Tell us, man, and tell the average person here watching on this call, how do you create an environment and how do you focus on the positive and see where you want to go more than where it is that you are or where you were? How do you do that?
Okay. Yeah, great question. But let's go back to the beginning. It's never easy to be 1% of any situation.
Oh, that's good. You're gonna tell them the truth.
First off, let's off the rip, off top. Hold on. Never is it easy to be the 1% of anything. Yeah. Serena Williams, man, I bet you it was easy for her. What? No. What do you mean? No. Absolutely not. What? Every single day. That's why they say the same rain pours on us all.
Yeah, come on, that's that Jim Rohn.
We all gotta. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's all principle, right? Right. It's at the end of the day, like it does. The same rain pours on us all. But in order for you to put yourself in a position to anchor that 1%, like it's pure ownership in any capacity. Yeah. There is no blame. There is no I blame my environment, or I blame the hood I'm from. I blame my mom. Like none of that. All of it's got to be dead. Straight up, all of it's got to be dead, and you have to take ownership of every single situation. And you have to say to yourself, I know this is going to be the toughest thing I do in my life. Yes, because it is your life.
Yeah.
It's going to be the toughest thing in your life to go from what you know to what you don't know. And what you don't know is where you want to be. So to exit from any situation is going to be difficult. Give you an example, right? So let's say, hey, listen, growing up in Watts, right? I know for a fact where I come from. I've seen things at a very early age that probably from 2 to 6 subconsciously I probably shouldn't have been seeing. Like ideally, none of us would be like, "Oh, I want my kid to be able to see movies like this," and
Yeah.
it's trauma, right?
Yeah.
But here's what you got to realize: even to exit out of that mindset before the environment is hard.
Yeah.
The mindset is hard. And then watch this, to go into new environments where you are the one is also hard. So now you're in this pool of both sides of like getting outside of yourself all the time. So no, it is definitely will be the hardest thing for you to do, but it is worth it. I'm telling you, if you take ownership of your mind, and the how comes from really understanding what your outcome is. Like, let me give you an example how I use this, right? Back to the plan, do, review style. I have a result purpose map that I utilize. So before you take an action, I need to understand, like before I get to the how, I need to understand what is it that I want? Like, what's the outcome that I'm going after?
Yeah.
Like sometimes we get caught up in the web of like, man, there's too many to-dos. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Right? It's the outcome. It's the outcome.
Yeah.
What do I want? Right? I go to the airport or I drive the car because I'm going there.
Yes.
So what do I want? I know what I want. Then I ask myself, well, why do I want that? Yeah. So sometimes we go like, well, I want that because I see it, because I see everybody else with it. That ain't the true self of you. Like, right. What do you really want? What do you really want? And then ask yourself, why do you want that? That why is so important. The why is going to give you the strongest point to take the action.
Yeah.
Like if I told everybody, said, look, man, it's a burning building. I got $20. Are you willing to go in that burning building to pick up that $20? You're going to be like, bruh, that's a terrible why. Absolutely not. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Why would I do that, right? The reason it ain't strong enough. But if I said the person you love the most in the world is in that burning building and they're stuck and you can see that you can go grab them, it doesn't matter how much dough I put in front of you. You're going to say, the reason is strong enough for me to do whatever I got to do. Who's in your way? It don't matter. Yeah. It don't matter who in my way. That's mama. It don't matter who's in my way. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. And that's that ant mentality principle. That's like, I'm going to climb up. I'm going to go around. I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to wait to let them think I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go again when they sleeping.
Come on.
Boom, boom, boom. And boom, I got you, mama.
Man.
Straight up.
Bro, that's powerful.
So it's got to be like that. It's got to be like that.
No, that's powerful, man. And, I think you kind of just told us the importance of a why. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know why you're doing something, the compel, the drive is never going to be there. So for every single person watching, I think one of the biggest things that you can learn is that, I tell people, Rod, that your why should almost make you cry. Whatever it is.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like if you're going after something, you have to know, why am I going for this? Because if you don't, I mean, let me ask you this, man, because I think if we get real, entrepreneurship, becoming successful, you just said it, being 1% of anything is hard. It's actually very, very difficult. So I think a lot of people on Instagram, man, you got gurus and stuff like that. They tell people what they want to hear, but not what they need to hear. Give the people some tough love. Give the people what they actually really, really need to hear about being the 1%. What's the sacrifice like associated with that? Because I know for me, man, like, they was always saying, oh, you got to sacrifice. Oh, you have to put the work in. I really didn't. And I don't think a lot of people actually know what that means. I think we trick ourselves a lot of the time into thinking that we did something and we really didn't do nothing. right? Or we bring a
Right.
99% mentality, a 97% mentality, and bring it to the 3 or 1%,
Right.
and then we wonder why we don't get the results that we want. So what is associated sacrifice wise with being a part of the 1%? What does that look like?
So you told, so I got the honor. You guys give me permission to take off the gloves.
Man,
right?
go ahead.
I probably already should have asked earlier, but
man, get these people the nitty gritty. Give it to them how they need it.
Okay.
Let me ask y'all, if y'all ready for
this
Rod to keep it real, somebody type AOTK in the chat box. If y'all want Rod to keep it so real this morning, if you want him to keep it 1,000, type AOTK in the chat box. Man, I think you have your answer, man.
For sure. It's all good. Yeah. It's all good. No, real deal. This will 100% be the hardest thing you do, man. Like it is that. Like it's one of those things where the concept or the principle of you got to give up to go up.
Yeah.
That's a constant. Like you have to give up yesterday to go up to build today and create tomorrow. It's so self-awareness. So taking it back a little bit and then saying that the first relationship you need to have is with yourself. Yes. Right. So like you need to really construct a really good relationship with you, right? So like if you knocking yourself down and you putting yourself in a position of like you taking all and sucking all the energy out of yourself, you have nothing left to do this process to exit out of who you were yesterday to get to who you are today. Like you need to look at the same tools we create as humans. These cell phones need to be charged up, right? These Teslas need to be charged up. Your car needs to be, gas needs to be put in it, right? You need some sleep or in food, right? So we need to be fueled and recharged. So if you mentally not fueling and recharging yourself to do this game, you already checked yourself out.
Come on.
So it needs all of you, like all of you. And I'm not saying just a little bit, 10%. No, it takes all you got.
Yeah.
To say consciously, I'm going to take ownership of my mind. So that takes, before you wake up, before you give anything to anybody, you need to give to yourself.
Come on.
But then on a higher level, it's all one. It's oneness. But if you're not giving to yourself, then you're forgetting about the one thing. Yeah. So you can't be the 1% if you don't pay attention to the one.
Oh.
And the one is you in this equation. That's a new one. I don't need.
No, that was good, man. I don't know if y'all caught that. If y'all caught that, drop an AOTK in the chat box. You might have to say that one more time. You said to become the 1%, you must be first focused on the one. Man, however you said that,
focus on the one, and that's you.
That was good, bro.
Yeah.
I tell people leader of one.
And that's
I tell people leader of one can become the leader of many, but if I can't lead myself, I can't lead any. And I think you put that so well, man. Like, again, it's just success leaves clues. And talk to us about this because, you know, focus on that a little bit more. You said you got to pour into yourself. What does that look like? Because I myself, man, I do that every single day. You know, and it's funny because this is something I don't even think we really specifically talked about. But again, a lot of the stuff is hidden. Again, it was just the energy. I knew we had to connect, bro. I knew we had to, get on here for these people.
Yeah.
But tell me what that looks like, man, to pour into yourself on a daily basis, or how often should I be pouring into myself? What should I be pouring into myself? And more importantly, man, how do I actually pour into myself?
Awesome. Well, the thing that the start is basically asking yourself, what do I want? And when you are very clear on what you want, let's say for an example, I want to be happy, healthy, and wealthy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I probably should study wealth.
Yeah.
I probably should study happiness. Like I probably should take myself from being ignorant about the thing that I want to having knowledge about the thing that I want. And that process of study is going to build that belief.
Say that.
And it's going to build the ability to take action because I know what to do.
Say that.
So my process looks like I want to be spiritually wealthy. So I'm gonna start there. I want to be, I want to be mentally healthy.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? So for some of us, it might be reading daily. Some of us, it might be audio. Some of us might be doing things like this. Absolutely. I encourage you to always do things like this. I'm a student of all of the things that I'm going to communicate about. And when I say I'm a student, that means I'm studying.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm eliminating the guessing. Like, why would I want to guess about the most important thing, which is me in this life? Because
Right.
if I'm 100, that means I can give it to you.
Come
If
on.
I'm not 100, imagine if I wasn't ready for this call.
Yeah.
Imagine if I didn't have no gas.
Yeah.
You would be like, bro, Malachi, you wasting my time. This dude is terrible. So I want to study wealth mentally. I want to study wealth on my body. You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 and I'm trying to really get it. Like, I'm not trying, like 40 to me is like, I just got started.
Let's say that, man.
Wait a minute, watch this. Every day you just getting started. So I'm 40, I'm just getting going. And hold on, and I got 40 years of school. Oh, it's on and popping.
Whoa.
What? What do you mean? I can just calculate the principles that I've experienced, and then I double down on the things that don't work, trash them, and the things that work, double down. Now I'm about to compound on you. I'm about to compound. Trust me. Study wealth. I'm wealthy relationships. So what does that look like for you? Study that, right? Wealthy business. I need to study life inside of this ecosystem that we reside in. Everything is a business. Pay attention to what I'm saying right now. Every single thing, tools that we need to utilize, right? It's awesome that humans can create certain things as we can as creators. We're utilizing a technology tool. We're using software, we're using technology. The humans put their hands on and create it using the universal energy. And we're using these tools, right? So I need to understand business. I need to be wealthy in business. I need to be wealthy in finance. What does that look like?
Right.
Who already has done it? I want to be wealthy in my environment. So what does a wealthy environment looks like? And then I want to be wealthy socially. So when I leave my environment, when I walk out and I'm in social settings, where are social settings?
Yeah.
You go grab a coffee, that's a social setting.
You
walk out, you go to a ball game, that's a social setting. What do you mean? It's embodied in what we need to do as humans. So that's how I do it. Those are the 8 areas in which I go through: the spirit, the mental, the health, the business, the relationships first, then the business, then the finance, then the environment, and then the social. So then I'm basically building wealth holistically, and I'm not just, on one side. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you definitely got to go, let me put a whole, 80% into the business lane because I need to swing it really quick and get the finance up so I can roll that plate and then swing it back over here. But be conscious of all of the areas that's gonna give you the greatest advantage to exit out of your yesterday.
Man, that's so much value. If y'all getting some value, go ahead and type value in the chat box. Y'all go ahead and type value in the chat box, man. I'll tell you what, Rod, I'm for sure going to, again, man, I'm going to watch this replay. There's so many questions that keep popping into my head as you're talking about this. And I guess one that I'll ask you is, you talk about those 8 different departments in which you are building wealth holistically, as opposed to just focusing all on the business. Now, this is something I would very much so agree with you on. I know that there's been times in my life where I'm like, no, we're going to put 110 into the business. Forget everything else, forget the social, forget the mental, forget the spiritual. I've been there, and I can tell you and agree with you that doesn't necessarily lead to, I don't believe, a happy or healthy life. I think you kind of run yourself into the ground, so to speak. And so can you just tell us a little bit more about that, man? How do you do that when you're trying to get something off the ground, number one, especially because you got a lot of people that's part-time, they work part-time jobs, they got kids, they got, relationships. How are you supposed to be incorporating all this different stuff and what does that even look like? You talked about it. You said go to the coffee shop, network, and there's different methods for each one, but let's focus there. How do you incorporate so many different of those factors, and what's the importance of it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the how would be, let's talk about HSC for a minute. HSC is a mental, for me is a mental tattoo. What it is, it's a pyramid, right, shape. H is at the top, S is on the left, and C is on the right. Human systems and capital. So right now we're going to be like talking about how I systematically rock this effort, and the how of it is you gotta look at your time measurement, right? Your availability, as an example, however you want to cut and slice it, because we're the same rain is also the same time. So there's the 24, however we measured that, to call it 24 hours in this world we live in today. That 24, I got my 24, you got your 24, right? So a lot of times what happens, right, for the most of the time, we're doing it flipped. We're basically getting consumed 90%. So our time is not being owned.
Yeah.
So you're the way your mind is structured is just getting consumed.
Yeah.
And if you have it just consumed, and that 1% is like, I'm gonna figure out how to give to myself, or I'm gonna produce. So consuming or producing. So in those efforts, this is what happens. You have to like say, wait a minute, if I got 16 working hours, I need to flip this. I need to first put my big rocks in on me first.
Yeah.
Right. That's going to give what is going to give me the greatest advantage is I need to structure it. So if I work at 9 a.m., so technically this is the how, the technical piece of this. If I work at 9 a.m.,
right,
I probably, if I need to put in some spiritual wealth, mental wealth, right, some health wealth. Okay, so that means I need to probably get up at 5 then, or 6 then, because I'm gonna max out this gift that I got called life. If I get blessed with another day to wake up, hold on. So then, wait, I'm gonna max it out. I'm gonna take ownership now. I'm gonna flip it. So instead of it being 90% consumed, now it's 90% producing.
Yeah.
Now I'm taking ownership of my life, and I'm taking ownership of that time. Yeah. So that's how I would look at it. The first few hours you need to give to yourself. The second, the batch where we're at for the most part is in our earning area, where we need to make a living for ourselves, that area, right? So really maximizing and saying to yourself, if you're in the wrong environment, you're working inside of an ecosystem, which that's how most of us really get this thing going. You work inside of an ecosystem to learn and grow and learn and grow. But once that environment, remember what I said from the very beginning, you're always in an environment and working to exit out of an environment, because remember, yesterday is dead, and today you live and create tomorrow. Yeah. So every time, even at that job, you got to say, okay, what is my exit strategy?
Whoa.
What is my exit strategy? So if I'm giving them 10 hours between work and travel, so I'm in there for 10 hours.
Yeah.
But how do I flip this 10 hours to say I'm there as a consultant to figure things out, to add the most value so I can exit?
Yeah.
But the only way you get there is if I stacked those 3 hours for me first.
Yeah.
I was able to do that earlier before 9. So what if I woke up at 8:30 and I got to be at work at 9?
Yeah.
I never gave me a chance.
Nope.
I never gave me a chance.
Starting in last place.
To win anything. I'm in last place. Matter of fact, I'm not even on the field, bro. Yeah. I'm in the stands of my own life, chilling on the bleachers, like.
Right. Nah, for real.
Oh, man, if it was me, I would have did it. Bro, it can be you.
Yeah.
You haven't made a decision to put it in your hands yet.
Come on.
It's your responsibility for you to exit. It's your responsibility to be successful at anything. It's your responsibility to say, you know what? I didn't read last month. today I'm doing it. It's your responsibility. It's no one else's. It's not my responsibility. It's no one else's. It's not your mom and them responsibility. It is your responsibility. Every single piece of this piece is yours.
That's so good.
But you got to take ownership of it.
I got to ask you this question, man, because it's a lot of people that I talk to, and they say things like, well, Malachi, you just don't understand. You know, the way the government is set up,
sure.
Malachi, the way the government is set up, the way my neighborhood is set up, the way my, you know, what my mom said to me, what happened to me when, you know, I was this age, and, you know, Malachi, because of this, you know, it'll work for you, but it won't work for me. Right? It'll work for him on stage, but it won't work for me. Man, you were just keeping it so real. And I need you to talk about that, because, you know, again, like the people who are watching, can you really take ownership? Because to take ownership means that you relinquish your position as a victim. So can you really, Rod, because it sounds great, but can you really be the average person and empower yourself to win and to succeed? Is that possible for everyone?
Great question. Yes, but you would have to create a new story.
Ooh.
You would have to create a new story, right? You would have to create a new story for that for you to be the 1%. Remember, like, whatever you want to call this, you know, how we're discussing it, you already won again, because you were born.
Yeah.
And if it's possible for one, it's possible for many, because it's oneness. I am you, you are me. So yeah, I listen, I have amazing amount of empathy for the position of understanding that situation, because we are initially dependent in this life, right? So from a baby, like, we are initially, this is the formula, this is ways of how it could work. You're dependent initially.
Yeah.
You're depending on, you know, your whomever took care of you as a baby, because you couldn't feed yourself. And then you're at a point, you know, you get you start realizing how things work, and then you're dependent on the government, and then you're dependent on, so you're now stacked with dependency things all around you.
Yeah.
And just so we are clear, that's where they want you to be. Don't be there. So what you need to do is, I need to eliminate all blame and create a new story. I need to eliminate the dependency and go to independent. Yeah. Dependency to independent. Independent says, if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. That's independence. So now I empower me. So now I'm the CEO of YOU. All right, Rod.
Whoa.
In order for this to happen, against all odds, they got me. I'm locked up here. I'm locked up there. I'm in all these different prisons, right? Prison of my mind, prison of my environment. I'm locked up, right? So independence says, oh, wait a minute, I got to take 100% accountability to all of this.
Yeah. Even
the things that wasn't my fault. Cool, man. This environment is tough, or it's terrible. Okay. Take ownership. So what does taking personal responsibility look like? Well, if I live in an environment, and is from where I stand at this very moment, is there anything I can do to go into a new environment? Like, where would be an environment that I would want to be in? What would I need to do to get there? Is it I have a friend that has a car. Yeah. They can drive us to the Starbucks, where I see individuals that inspire me. So I'm going to figure out how to get there as often as possible, because something inside of that environment is going to give me enough gas and enough energy and enough charge to think about the next thing that's going to independently pull me out. So that's the space, and that's the way that it has to work. But it actually has to come down to you figuring out all of those different things. You have to take ownership of all of it, and you have to eliminate blame. Because once you give the government your mental,
they got you. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Once you give anybody, like, just think, just from this perspective, once I give more of my thinking time
Yeah.
to something else, I'm not giving myself ownership of it.
100%.
That's it. And it's 100% your choice.
Yeah.
It's 100% your choice to be like, I'm gonna watch the news every single day at this time. So that is the system that COYOU, that's the system that you created. And
Yeah.
then that's the system, it produces results.
Yeah.
So the cause and effect is on starting with what to think about. Who am I thinking about? Why am I thinking about them? Why am I thinking about somebody that don't even know me?
Come on,
That's
man.
never been to my hood, that's never been to where I'm from. Why am I even giving them any energy or time or capacity in my mental when I know it's already hard for me to exit out of where I need to be? And where I need to be takes all of me. So if I give you me, I
Then
don't even have enough left for me.
come on, man. Come on. There it is. There it is. And I agree with you, man. And
So that's the give up to go up, right?
yeah,
Yep.
give up to go up. You said a lot, man. Started and you said that it's about taking ownership. You said that if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And again, man, this show is really about showing people success principles. It's about showing people God principles. We believe they're one and the same. I love everything you just said, man. And I like the point to Acts 10:34. It says, then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth, I perceive that God is no respecter of persons. And so I love what you said, man, because that's something a lot of us, we look and we compare, but we compare in a way that's damaging to us. We compare in a way that makes us feel inferior. We compare in a way that makes us feel less than. But what you said is, wait a minute, no, if he over there can do it, I can do it. If she can do it and she puts on pants one leg at a time, wait a minute, I can do it too. And I agree with you so much because, again, man, I do believe that people can choose. I do believe that, it's not just nature. It is about nurture. It is about what you feed the mind. It is what you feed the brain. It is what, and I want you to talk to us about this. Now, you were saying that what is an environment that I want to go and be in because it's going to give me the energy necessary to win. You said, I'm going to read or listen to something where I'm learning and growing, not just to learn the how-tos, but it's going to boost my belief. So I noticed, Rod, that you're talking to us not just about going to the coffee shop just to meet somebody, not just going to the nice environment where the successful people are, not just to learn something, but also just to boost your belief, to receive energy from that environment, to receive energy from that book, to receive energy from that audio. Talk to us about that. Why is that important, man? Because a lot of people would just hear what you just said and they're like, what is it? I'm just trying to get motivated, or what's the importance behind that, man?
The importance, first off, it's very valuable to for your own sake to do what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Right. So if you say to yourself you want a better environment, okay, you say this. Being independent is taking 100% responsibility of doing so. So the first step may be going into in those environments just so you can do what you said you did. So first off, it adds to a positive deposit in your mental, into your confidence, and again, fueling yourself up. That will be the first thing, right? And I would say the entire thing, like your life design, like, so when you say about going to certain places and things like that, I'm thinking about what I want all day long. So that would imply that every activity that I do has some form of logic of making sense because it actually is pulling me to where I want to be.
Yeah.
So right. It's like, two people have 10 acres of land. One person says, you know what, man, it's too hot to plant anything. They grow weeds over the years. This person over here said, you know what, this is a blessing and I can plant as many seeds as I want to.
Yeah.
And reap the benefits of that. Now I fed the land and the land is feeding me.
Yeah. Come on.
So some people walk around like, what can my environment do for me? Like, what can you actually do for your environment?
Wow.
Like, what can you create knowing who you were yesterday to be like, you know what, this would be dope to implement.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's all I was basically doing, bro. It was like, how do I benefit who I was yesterday? Because somebody in life is not where I'm currently at, and that person is just another version of me. So if I say, wait a minute, in whatever position or situation you are in, there's a billion humans that are worse off than you are.
Come on.
And the beauty about this, there's also a billion of humans that look just like you, are in greater environments or things that where you want to be at as well. So in life, you're always the middle child. If you understand putting together the whole and God in one house, right? So you're always the middle child. So that means you can always go back and serve who you were yesterday. And you can always be inspired to go towards where you desire to be, because growth is infinite and it's abundance. So that is how I would look at that play, to help you get yourself in a position to always see your life as taking ownership of it. So every single day you living on purpose. Like when people say no days off, like I would say like no thinking off. Like no thinking off.
Yeah.
Whether I'm in Cancun, or whether I'm in Sacramento, or whether I'm in Los Angeles, or whether I'm in Texas, or whether wherever I'm at, because wherever I'm at, there I am. I'm always taking my time to think. I'm always taking my time to review. I'm always taking my time to plan. I'm always taking my time to holistically understand, where do I want to be? What do I need to do so I can have what I just requested?
Man, Rod, that's so good, bro. I think it was Earl Nightingale who said, you know, if most people spoke what it is that's on their mind, they would be speechless. Right? Because most people don't think. They confuse.
Hey, we didn't say it. Earl said it.
Man, come on.
Hey, man, listen. The OG wisdom is so amazing. Look, man, if anything right there, just real quick on some real stuff right now, man, I'm telling you, how incredible is it that we can go to YouTube right now and listen to somebody spit the same, like, listen, all the way back then. So you know it's the realest of the realest.
You know it works.
What, on our phones right now? Anywhere right now. What are you talking about, bro? I'll be at the airport, AirPods in, killing it, Earl Nightingale, ripping it up. And I'm like, you guys, listen, what? It's over. When I get off this plane, it's over. Whoever I sit next to, it's over. I'm adding value. I'm understanding. I'm listening. What? I'm going depth. It's on. Why? Because I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission, and your vision comes alive through people. Watch this. Your vision comes alive through people. So what do you mean? Yes, we need each other. Each of us needs each other. Somebody built the roads, built the planes, built the cell phones that we're utilizing right now, built the platform or the Zoom. Like, come on, each of us needs all of us. So yeah, you got to get creative, because it's something you got that we need to step on so we can keep going.
Good. That's good. That's so good, man. That's again, it's been so much value, bro. Like, again, so much wisdom. Let me ask you this, Rob, while we got like 5 minutes left. Bro, if you could give yourself 10 years ago advice, what would it be? You know what I mean? If you
10x.
Hey, 10x. Come on. Go harder, Rob.
I mean, nah, man, it's you know what, man? It's funny, because that's always it's a very interesting thing. But I you know, with me, I would literally just say, I would double down on the comment of knowing that relationships matter.
Yeah.
I'm at a place right now, as you know, that things are like, breakthroughs are happening, right? Because of the season of time. So I would say, like, literally double down on the relationships, and that does include you. Double down on your relationship with yourself. Double down on your relationships, because 10 years from now, like, they matter.
Yeah.
Like, those humans they're still there. They see your credibility will either make you or break you.
Yeah.
So what you do today matters 10 years from now. So when you think for today, like be present about it, and do your best to do your best. And your best is your best.
Yeah. Come on.
If you consistently do that, then you're always being better than you were yesterday. And then that's the mission. And then there's growth and contribution.
Yeah.
So you're growing and you're contributing to yourself and others. You're growing and then you're contributing to yourself and others. Yeah. And then compound that effort. And that's what happens over time. So I would have paid it. I would have paid more attention to those things. I would double down and focus on how to be more effective.
Yeah.
How to be more effective. Right?
Yeah.
That would be what I would say.
Now, let me ask you this, just because you mentioned it, you talked about relationships, people, credibility. Why is it important to keep up with your relationships? You obviously kind of spoke to it a little bit, but, sometimes in business things happen. Man, a lot of people will burn bridges, not understanding that one day you may need to cross back over that same bridge. So you've been in the game. You have the 10 years where you see where you were, you see where you are, you see what worked, what didn't. Talk to us. Why was that important to take care of your relationships, not burn bridges, and keep your credibility intact?
Basically what I said previously is your vision comes alive through people.
Yeah.
So if I have a philosophy that I'm here to serve others, well, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, and the interesting part is when you do that, those are the same, those become the same tools you actually need to do what you need to do. So it's like every time you feed others, you feed yourself, but it never seems like that, right? So like some of my high school relationships, just jumping in between when somebody had a little bit of friction, and they was weak in a way and getting taken advantage of, and stepping up, or someone needing something, and just doing my best to be my best. Yeah. That's it. Like be the dude or be the girl, be whoever, like the person you like, that would be dope. Be that person. Yeah. Like whatever you know what I'm saying? So when you do that and you start being that to others, what happens over time is those other individuals also start becoming, and that becoming gives you the ability to start making connections and collaborative efforts, because again, like I said, each of us needs all of us.
Come on.
So walking around in a way of like, hey, it's just me and no one else, right?
Right.
So that would be, and you're utilizing tools that others have put and create together. Missing out, you're like cutting your left arm off and saying, I got my right, so I'm good. Well, now I need you to go pick up something.
Yeah.
Look, I need it. Yeah, because they with you, we're in the same house. Right. So my relationships, I got relationships from high school to college that are now, those relationships take quantum leaps because of the credibility and things that we did 10 years ago. And I still had integrity.
Yeah.
So that integrity leads to, okay, well then I already know when we convert the relationship to this level, those things are transferable, and they remember, and you remember. Yeah. So then it's just, we can get to that spot faster because now we already know what time it is.
We already got the rapport, the history, the credibility, 1000%, man. I agree. Whereas if you damage that, you can't, get there faster, right?
Absolutely.
Come on, man. I tell people trust is gained in droplets, but it's lost in buckets, right? So once you break that trust, once you break your credibility, once you tear down that relationship, you put yourself in a position where, again, you don't have as much quote unquote people capital. I agree with you, man. Like your dream will come alive through people. So if you don't have a good philosophy of doing right by people, now that's going to show up in your life. You want to start a business, you'll be rewarded or punished for the person that you were prior to starting the business, right? Because of the life that you lived and the person that you were. Let me ask you this, Rod. Anything else, bro, that you want to add before we wrap up? And then I got one final question for you. Anything else that you want to add? Anything that you feel like people should know? And also, how do they connect with you?
Okay. Um, know know yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, know yourself. Learn yourself like that is your job.
Yeah.
Learn yourself like your life depends on it. Like learn like all of you and be okay with all of you, and understand you can't climb a smooth mountain. So it's going to be difficult, but you want to give yourself the greatest advantage. And you giving yourself the greatest advantage is loving on yourself in a way of like, don't let those things that happened to you in the past wreck you. Let them give you power and be like, wait a minute, if I got through that and I'm still living, oh, I now have more strength to do the thing that I need to do to get to the place that I need to get to. So learn you is what I would say. The fastest way, I would say, the most simplest way to get in contact with me would be like through Instagram and Mr. Ferrell 4. You know, if you can share that with
Two
the
R's,
chat,
two L's.
all good, absolutely. Um, that right there, and again, man, keep yourself in environments like this. Keep yourself in environments that are consistently going to fuel you, inspire you, and motivate you, because again, it takes a lot. And be okay with the process. This is going to be very, very difficult no matter what it is, but the point being is you can do it, it's possible, and learn yourself in that process.
Man, that's so good, bro. That's so good, man. And the final question I have for you, bro. The thing I love about you, Rod, you talk about principles that
Mhm.
are timeless, bro.
Thanks, man.
You talk about, principles that are transferable. You talk about things that people can apply. I mean, bro, it's people who are, they could be athletes and see this. They could be 9-to-5ers and see this. They could be business owners that have seen this, and they all have got some value of which they can apply today. And you talk about balance, man, between not just business but also health. You mentioned the spirit in being spiritually sound. I wanted to ask you, man, you being a man of principle yourself, what does the phrase mean to you? If you practice God's principles, you can participate in his promises. Because everything you're saying, man, I tell people at the end of every single feeling is nothing, but at the end of every single principle is a promise. And everything you've said thus far just strikes me as, wow, this is somebody who lives by principle. This is somebody who understands that, you can apply these different things. So many of the different principles you've mentioned. What does that phrase mean to you, man?
That phrase, and that's a great question, and this has been a great time too, by the way, man.
The feeling is mutual.
Right on. It's real oneness, man.
Yeah.
It's I'm connected to all of it.
Yeah.
Like all of it is me. That means I never have something I don't need. Like all of it is available.
Come on.
And it's abundance. And I'm connected to any piece of it. Like whatever I decide, like all of it, it's here. Like that's what. So to me, if I'm in alignment with that, if I'm in alignment with higher power,
yeah,
I am higher power.
Come on.
If I'm in alignment, that means like, so as an example, if I did it like this, so we can kind of see the threes, right? If I do the spirit, the intellect, and the physical.
Come on.
If I like, just imagine if I just ignored the top two, and I only thought whatever I see was real. That's it.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm not in. How that means I just eliminated imagination.
You did.
That means I just I literally
right.
I literally eliminated thoughts.
Right.
Like I literally eliminated thinking out the game. This is my only game. So to me, it means everything, brother. I guess that's it.
Man,
all.
Nah, bro, I love that, and everything you said, man, has been so powerful. Guys, if you got some value and you're in Discord, okay, we have a Discord. Obviously, if you don't have that,
that's what's up, man.
In the bar or something like that, y'all drop AOTK inside of the Discord. If you got some value, drop an AOTK inside of the chat box. blow it up, blow it up, blow it up. I drop Rod's Instagram inside of the chat box. Guys, if you're seeing this on YouTube, you got some value, go ahead and push the like button, drop a comment, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. Rod, I want to just thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart, because again, man, being able to connect so quick and you just being like, yeah, man, I'm there, you know, I just popped the question, man, just asked you, hey, got a call Saturday. These man's like, absolutely. If it's about serving people, I'm there, I'm doing it. So, bro, I'm just excited for you. I'm wishing you more life, abundance, success in all that you do. And one more time, guys, if you got some value, blow up the chat with an AOTK, and I will see you guys on the next one.
Oh, man.